Now we all love SUVs, it's no secret, and rightly so, because SUVs are the flavor of the season and they make a lot of sense for our road conditions. Now if you want to have an SUV from a premium car maker like Mercedes-Benz, your most accessible option has been the GLA. Up until now, the GLA has been more of an urban, city, crossover kind of a car, but now Mercedes-Benz has updated it, and the result is this car right here. This is the 2021 Mercedes-Benz GLA. And right away, the first thing that you noticed is the fact that the new GLA has become more SUV-like. A big factor that helps towards giving this solid first impression is the fact that the GLA now has a significantly higher roof. Additionally, the large 19-inch wheels, the sloping roofline, and the wide base of the car give the GLA a very different stance as compared to the older model. It also sports the latest grille design, which looks great. Now once you're inside the new GLA, this is where the big change really comes right at your face. That is the new interior design that the GLA has, and in my books, this is a far better improvement than the older GLA. You've got really nice design elements all across the cabin. You've got this nice finished metallic insert in the dash, looks really nice, but the highlight is this half over here. You have this large glass slab sitting right in front of you, which gives off the impression that this is one large screen, even though there are two screens fitted inside one panel, but nevertheless it looks really nice. What's also really nice are these AC vents, which rotate to close, but these have really nice design, and when you turn on the ambient light at night, they light up from the inside as well. This looks really nice, especially at night. Other than that, let's talk about the steering mounted controls. Anyone remember BlackBerry phones? No, just me? Nevertheless, you've got these trackpad on the steering wheel. These are touch sensitive, and the left half of it is meant to operate the infotainment system, and the right half of it is meant to operate the instrument cluster. It's a really nice setup. It is a really convenient setup in case you want to operate any of the features. In terms of practicality, there's lots of space all around you. You even have this tray which you can slide and open, and you will see that you have a wireless charging port over there. Now we have to talk about something important, which are your USB ports. Now there are 5 of them inside the car. One you have over here, 2 of them are in this elbow box right here, and you've got 2 at the back as well. You've got 5 ports, but all of them are USB-C. I think that's great future proofing. Everything is going to be USB-C anyways, so good thinking on behalf of Mercedes-Benz. However, Mercedes-Benz has made some rather odd choices with the GLA, as it seems to be missing some essential features. First is the fact that the car has no proximity sensors, so you do not get that beeping sound indicating the distance between the car and the obstacle when you are reversing it or parking it in general. Then, the doors don't auto-unlock sensing the key's proximity, so instead, you have to take the key out of your pocket and open the car like that every single time. Lastly, while it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, it is not a wireless system. But other than these things though, the GLA does cover the other bases. Now let's talk about the infotainment system that the car has. This is the new MBUX infotainment system, and there are 3 ways that you can operate it. You've got the trackpad, as I mentioned. You can do it with touch response as well, and then you also have this really nice trackpad over here which has great haptic feedback, and you can operate anything that you want. You've got loads of things that you can do from here, and that also includes themes which you put on the car, and that changes the complete display and gives you the relevant information based on the theme that you have selected. So all in all, the cabin is a great place to be. But now let's hop on to the back seat. All right. Now it's time for the backseat experience, and the moment you sit here, the first thing that you will notice is there is a lot more space on offer as compared to the older generation GLA. For reference, I'm 5'10". I've set the driver's seat as per my height, and you can see I have good amount of leg room, knee room, and decent amount of headroom on offer. But it's a comfortable seating experience. Having 3 people sit abreast might be a little bit of a squeeze, so it's best for 2. And overall, it's a good place to be in. You also have a large sunroof which lets a lot of light in and makes this experience feel a little more spacious. Now what I also want to talk about is the compartment spaces. You've got a couple of cubby holes in the center console, but they won't really fit your smartphone. If you want to do that, you can do that, and then it's over here. Lastly, while the cabin is spacious, the boot space is decent at best. Now let's talk about the driving experience of the GLA, and let's keep it real. The chances of anyone going proper off-roading in this is negligible, and despite the fact that it now looks more robust, the GLA will live its life in city and highway roads. In the city, the GLA feels ever so easy to drive thanks to its light steering wheel and the big wave of torque that the diesel engine delivers at low RPM. The gearbox does not disappoint either, and altogether, it feels effortless in the city. As for the suspension and chassis setup, the car absorbs bad patches of road pretty well, but you do have to be a little cautious going over sharp bumps. But as the speeds climb, as you find roads like the highways, the GLA becomes truly delightful. The ride quality becomes even more stable, and the car feels responsive and agile even at triple-digit speeds. It is also here that you get to enjoy the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel engine that makes 190 horsepower and a sweet 400 Nm of torque. Here, this torquey diesel engine is well complemented by the 8-speed DCT gearbox. The keyword though is refinement, not performance. So keep that in mind that this is not an all-out sporty SUV, but is well refined enough that it will still be a delight to drive in almost all driving conditions. So to sum it all up, the 2021 GLA has really changed itself, and that's not only in terms of the way it looks, but the image that it brings with itself, and that is something that a lot of people interested in this car will appreciate. And when you add to the equation the latest Mercedes-Benz design language, the new interior package, well, you have a car that's really convincing. Yes, there are a few features missing, but overall, the Mercedes-Benz GLA, for me personally, has gone from a car that I wouldn't really recommend to it being the pick of the segment.